Intermediate task 10, it says create a scatter plot. So let's expand out this little folder, read the instructions, add a table of values, create a scatter plot from your values, resizing the screen so you can see all the points. Okay, so there's a couple of ways that you can just make a table. I could just click on this box number 7 here, and I believe that you could type the word table. If you go over to your keypad, just type table, Table, bam, it makes a table just like that, right? So that's a pretty quick way to make a table. However, I would say that most people don't make their tables like that. So let me just kind of go back, pretend like that never happened, just go back in time, rewind time. And most people, what they do to make the table is in the upper left-hand corner of your expression list, there's a plus sign. And if I click on that, here's some extra things that we can do. Now, the test version, the AP test version, doesn't have all of these, but it certainly does have the table feature. It's right there in the middle, so you could just tap that and notice that it basically did the same exact thing that I did when I created my table by typing the word table. And unfortunately, this put it in the wrong spot here because I didn't have my cursor where I wanted it. So here, I'll just drag it right down there. Okay, so now once you have your table, or at least the template for your table, if you just tap in your X1 here, you can just start populate. You just type in your X values, you can type in your Y values. If you have your X, Y values from the internet someplace, you can copy and paste those values in here too. It's a little easier to do on your Chromebook than it is to do on this iPad, that's for sure. So I'm just going to type in some random numbers here. And one of the cool features about this is that after I start typing some numbers, it sees a pattern and just figures that you want to continue that pattern. Now, if you didn't want to continue the pattern, you can still change your numbers to whatever you want. So I'm just going to get like 6 numbers in here. And then I'm going to go over to the column for the Y values, and I'm just going to type in some random numbers here. So maybe a 7. Let's throw in, whoops, a negative number in here. This is just something crazy. And maybe that, and one of these guys, another negative, and how about 4? Okay, that's good. So I've got some values in here, and notice that on my screen here, currently I can only see 2 points. So if I wanted to see all of the points, all I have to do is on the far left-hand side in that same box number 7 here, box number 7 at the bottom, there's a little not an hourglass, what is this? A magnifying glass. If you click on that, the little plus sign, what it should do is resize your screen so you can see all of the points that are relevant in your table, which is pretty handy. Let's see what some of the other buttons do. So right beside the Y sub 1, there is a colored in dot that has some dots in it. So if I click on that, notice it hides my dots for me. Yep, and I think that we can change the color of these, right? So if I come right over here, what I did is, if you didn't see this, I hit the gear upper right-hand corner of the expression list, and then I can come in here, and once it's highlighted, I can click on this black dot here, and I can change the colors because maybe I want them blue. Maybe I can change like the way they're formatted. Maybe I want them to be stars. Maybe I want them to be plus signs. I mean, whatever. And sometimes what this is handy for is if you have multiple sets of data that you want to do with one table of values, you can change the colors of each one of them, and you can also change the marking for them. So like, for example, I do believe, let's see, oh, I did done. I can come over here and then make another list. So it's all going to be dependent still on the X1. And I think I could just simply type Y and then do it 2. And then it goes, oh, you mean Y sub 2? Right. And so now I can put in some other numbers here. So how about that? And then, whoops. Now this is going beyond the instructions. I'm just showing you some other kind of cool features. Now this kind of thing kind of happens in, let's say, a science class, chemistry class, where you're doing some experiments and you're trying to track maybe the concentration of something over time, and the X values are your time, and then your, let's say your Y values are the concentrations of different solutions. And I doubt that you're going to have negative numbers in there, but whatever. And then, I don't know, let's say we'll put in something crazy like 1,000. Yeah, there we go. So now I have 2 sets of numbers, and You can see that I have two different markings in two different colors, so I can distinguish them, and I can hit the little uh, magnifying glass so I can see the full picture, even with that crazy thing like 1,000 thrown in there. Okay, so that's pretty cool, and I'm going to call that one done.